All right, so we are 24 hours away from leaving Puerto Vallarta. So this will probably be one of my last videos to do before we head back to Calgary, Canada. And just wanted to talk a little bit about the vacation envelope and specifically budgeting, of course, because that's what this channel is about, envelope budgeting. So originally when we set out, we set an initial budget of $1,000 Canadian, which is about 14,000. It's actually, yeah, it's 700-800 American, in that range. I believe for every $1 Canadian, it's $1.40 American. So you do the math. It's not enough money, is what I'm trying to say. So we did have a float of about $2,000 in our bank account for in case we run out, etc. So what we've been doing is we had about like I said, about $1,000 in Canadian dollars, which is about 15,000 pesos. So that's what we use for our daily spending. So I would take about 1,000 pesos, 1,500 pesos a day, and anything else above and beyond that, we would just put it on our credit card. And I know a gentleman by the name of Dave Ramsey is not a big fan of credit cards, but I honestly believe that if you use it as a tool, it comes in pretty handy in Mexico, let me tell you. The only thing is that we found out was when you do pay with your credit card, a lot of the restaurants do not put the tips on your card. They process it before you get a chance to enter in tips, and then of course you got to give it to them in pesos. So that's how it works for that. So if you are going to a restaurant in Puerto Vallarta and you're using your credit card, I would suggest keeping small change, 20s specifically, like 20 pesos, so you can go 40, 60, 80 pesos, 100 pesos, whatever. Smaller change is better. That way you could pay for your meal, and then you can also tip them as well. And be prepared to be entertained as well at these restaurants, because there's a lot of times where people are walking by hustling and bustling and trying to sell you things, keychains, silver, blankets, and then there's entertainment as well, fire breathers, all that kind of stuff, which was very interesting. He got my attention. There was some guy that walked by, and all of a sudden this big flare came up, and I don't know how much gasoline he inhaled, but that was great. I was like, where's my wallet? That was awesome. And then there are a few other entertainers that were pretty good. So, you know, these guys work hard. They work very hard. And I'm just thinking, some of these guys, if they came to Calgary and hustled like they do here, they'd make a lot of money. A lot of money. So anyways, so yeah, bottom line is we underestimated our budgeting, if you will, for this vacation, but we're okay. We're not going into debt or anything like that. It's just I think the biggest takeaway is to have enough room on your credit card, and then have enough money in your bank account, because what we do is at the end of each day or every other day, we transfer money to our credit card to make sure it's clear, because a lot of times you have to book your excursions online and they will not take cash. They will not take your debit card. They won't even take a prepaid credit card. Not sure if you knew about that. So we have a MasterCard we use, and that helps. And then yeah, that seems to be the easiest way. And then you can also track everything when you go back home. You see all your statements on your credit card as well, and then you can have a better idea of what you actually spent for those holidays, even though we track everything, but it's just the way of the future. You can't get away from it. Even if we had cash sitting here, even American money is very hard to use, because if you throw around American money, it's actually costing you more. So it's better to have it all in pesos and smaller bills for pesos is what I would suggest to anyone that's going on a holiday to Puerto Vallarta, or even on the Cancun side, which we've been to before at the all-inclusive resorts, which we love. The beaches here on this side, I think, are better so far what we've seen than on the Cancun side. Because the one beach, oh, I can't remember, Sayulita. Go there. Don't go anywhere else. Go there first. I'm telling you, you will have a blast. It's probably the best beach that I've seen in my life. We've been to Florida, and there's beaches where they have a drop-off, where they just drop. And there's an undertow, so that's scary. I didn't know about that when we were swimming. We were swimming right on the edge of the undertow. So that was kind of scary. But Sayulita, I suggest you just book a cab or someone that can actually take you there. And then we booked, I forget who the adventure was through, but we basically booked an excursion where they actually take us to 2 beaches. And the guy waits there for us and tells us a little bit about Mexico, and I actually got to know him really well. And it was nice because he showed you about everything about their culture and all that, and then he would wait while we went on the beach. And then he would take us to the second beach, which is Sayulita. And I'm telling you, if I had done it again, I would have skipped the first beach and I would have went directly to the second beach and hung out there, because you could do surfing, you could do the paddle boards. Some of the waves on the right side of the beach were probably 6 feet, maybe a little bit higher. They were nice waves. And where we were, directly in the middle, 4-foot waves, just enough to learn. And then what I found is once you start learning how to stand up, people would start moving to the right side of the beach, because that's where the bigger waves were. And you can walk out 300-400 feet, and it was fantastic. So we like that. That was fun. I encourage you to do that. If you're coming to Puerto Vallarta, that would be the beach that I would hit first and daily. It's a little bit of a drive. It's about a 30-35 minute drive. So plan to spend the day there. I'd leave early in the morning, spend all day. You can eat. They run a tab for you, and you can actually just sit there on the beach and drink and eat throughout the day and surf, and doesn't get it. And the weather was absolutely perfect. So here you go. There's my video of the day. Hope this helps. It helps me talking about it, and helps me to be more organized when it comes to envelope budgeting. And I'm actually looking forward after tomorrow to go home and get back to work, and now we have a wedding to plan. Exactly.